Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have Rachel here with me today. She is my beautiful cousin. And I didn't know what to talk about, so I'm going to start brushing her hair. So we're going to talk about the neighborhood drama that I have while I do this. So it's going to be a little different. But maybe I have talked about this. I don't actually remember. But we have a lot of neighbors with a lot of dogs, and I know that I've talked about the amount of dogs, and I think letting them all outside. But one time, the neighbor somewhat diagonally from me has a dog, and she had the dog out in the middle of the night for an extended period of time. I'm going to say 40 minutes. And the dog was barking in the middle of the night. It was a school night as well, so that made it worse. And the neighbor right next door, yes, Vinny, you were there. The neighbor right next door got out of his bed and came outside and beat on her window till she came out, and he happened to get himself back in his house before she saw it was him. So it was like he was pissed. Okay, he was angry, and it was a whole thing that I woke up out of my own sleep, heard this dog, looked out the window, saw this man leave his home to bash on this window. And she was scared, rightfully so, but it was very inconsiderate of her. So that man handled that, and ever since, she's not put the dog out in the middle of the night for an extended period of time. And I thank that man to this day. So yes, I'm trying to think of any other neighborhood dramas. Do you have neighborhood dramas?
I don't think I have dramas yet, because I haven't lived there long enough to have dramas.
Yes.
However, there is a man, I think you've seen his house diagonal from me, who I believe owns a pool company.
Oh.
And he has a pool. It's a very nice pool, in-ground, slide, whole thing. And I live now in the neighborhood that I grew up in. This was my childhood home, and this man's always lived there. And never once has anyone seen him enter his own pool. He will sit by the pool. He will read by the pool. He will eat by the pool. Could be fake water. Could be a mirage for all I know. No one has ever stepped into this pool. So it's more like a neighborhood mystery.
Uh-huh. I think I remember you telling me about that. And I saw the pool. It could be a mirage, but
it could be. It's a very good one.
But I did see it.
But no human inside.
Human.
No.
Not a one. Does he have a family?
I think so.
But nobody's been in it?
No one.
That's like something you tell around a campfire. It's like one of those scary stories.
But no one enters the pool.
No one's ever entered the pool. No one's ever swam in the waters.
No.
They lie as still as a rock.
And the man watches the waters, maybe making sure that no one can enter them.
Mm-hmm.
We also recently met some neighbors to the side of us, and our backyard is fenced in. That is important to know, because the neighbor to our left has two cats. One is a bit chonky. I like him. He's very pretty. And he can jump into our backyard.
Oh.
But he's just chunky enough that he cannot get out.
Oh. It's a one-way.
It is a one-way ticket. So this cat meows by my gate, and I have to exit my home, walk outside, because he chose to enter my backyard. And I have to open the gate for him, and he walks on through And then I close the gate for him like the peasant I am. And I wait for the next visit.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
What's his name?
His name is Sol, S-O-L, like the
Oh,
sun.
like the sun.
And then he's got a little sister cat named Luna.
Oh,
Like the moon.
Like the moon. Very smart.
She either doesn't enter our backyard or she's able to leave on her own. And so does not require my assistance.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind.
Does Alfred mind?
I don't think my dog minds the cats,
Mm-hmm.
but he certainly smells where the cats have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the cat does the same thing. It smells where my dog Alfred has been.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is that when I build my toad oasis
Mm-hmm.
in my backyard,
Mm-hmm.
if the cat will attack the oasis.
Yes.
So,
Valid concern.
but I do plan on building the toads a fence. So,
Like a little fence?
a small fence.
I imagine like a white picket fence for the toad.
Yes. Perhaps
Is that the vision?
that is the vision.
Oh.
So, but however, maybe the cat will be able to get through that fence
Yeah.
and not get out.
Oh. Yep. That would not be good.
Yeah.
No. Not for the toads.
Mm-mm.
When did you put the red in your hair? Or is it a different color?
No, it is red.
Okay.
I did it with my mom
Oh.
a few months ago, and I've been letting it kind of grow out so that maybe I can do another fun color later on.
Ooh. Do you have it bleached to do that, or do you just put it over?
For this case, I just put it over, actually.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Trying to think if there were any more like neighborhood dramas. I have specific ones that I can't really talk about because they're dark.
It's like the bullet hole one.
Oh yes, through my own home. Yes, I may have told that story. I can talk about that one. That one's nobody got injured.
That's true.
Yesterday though there was but if I did tell this story already and you're a long time watcher, you'll have to tell me. I don't remember. But we had neighbors before the ones we have now. So yeah, we had these neighbors, and one day I may have to use code words to keep this in the video, but let's just say they had a nerf item, and they were apparently in their closet in their own home, and the safety they said they thought was on was not on. And a nerf dart came soaring through their, I want to say, 4 walls into our wall, and then into my mother's bedroom wall, then carpet, then I don't know where it went. So they do not live there anymore. They have moved away. Sadly, I think their family was pulled apart for many different reasons, because we could hear through the walls a lot of the time, which I don't like that, because I don't need to know somebody's business like that. But it was a whole thing, and Jordan and I were just taking a nap on the couch, not together, separate couches, don't be weird. And so we heard a pop noise, and it was by the stairs, so I got up to look. And I noticed the holes in the wall, and then I followed it to my mom's room because it went through that wall. And I found by her bed in the corner. It would be really hard to see if you didn't know it happened. But it went through like right by the carpet and then into the carpet. And there's a part of her carpet that's got a little hole in it now. And the Nerf dart is not in it, so we don't know where it is. The police looked at it. It was not there. They don't know where it went. Unless it's like somewhere in the house now, like in the floor of the house. But that was a scary experience. My father had to come over, and we were hiding in the house because we didn't know what was going on until the police were able to ask questions. So that was not so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there have been some dark things that have happened here. I'm trying to think of stuff that's not so dark. I don't know.
I think when you first moved in here, there was a playground or a park,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like all the cousins went and played there.
Maybe?
I think. Or maybe
I think you're having a mashup of memories.
Yeah, that is so possible.
Because we didn't have the park in this neighborhood until a while after we moved here.
Mm.
They kept putting it off for years. How old would we have been?
Maybe like technically too old for parks, but we still
Too old
went.
for parks?
Yeah. Like when you think of kids going to the park, whatever you're picturing, we were older than that.
Did I go?
Maybe you
Because I
didn't.
don't remember this.
Was it just me on my own? Was I alone? Did I break away from the family gathering?
Guys,
ooh,
there's
swing.
a park. We should go over there.
No one, just me. Okay.
Just me. I mean, I think I would have gone, but for some reason I feel like I did not go. Because I don't remember this. The only time I remember us being at a park, and I don't even actually remember it, you guys had come to visit us where we used to live, and there was like... But, yeah, you guys had come to visit us. I think it was all of the cousins. Even Robert.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a water park with a park attached to it. And there's a picture of all of us sitting by, I think, a fountain or something that was there.
Oh.
But that is the last time I remember being at a park with everybody.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yes. So maybe I didn't go to this park trip that you're mentioning. But it sounds fun. It sounds like a good time. Was I finished with the story? I think I did.
I think so.
I think so. Yes.
We once had a park by our neighborhood. It was in the woods.
Oh.
And our neighborhood is very much surrounded by woods, and it gets a little bit swampy.
Oh.
So for that reason, we nicknamed this park Skeeter Park because the mosquitoes were insane. And it's a shame because it was a cute idea, like a foresty park with a little bit of water around it. But also, firstly, that's a hazard. Come here, children, to this playground surrounded by water.
Yeah.
And then it attracted too many bugs. So I think they kind of let it fall apart and they let the woods kind of take it over. I'm not sure if it's still there and just overgrown or if they actually one day took it out.
Wait, was the equipment made of wood though?
No, it was plastic.
Oh.
So everything was just overcome, I think, by nature. And then you could see like a purple slide underneath it all.
I do find it fascinating how like nature takes back its place, you know. I've been watching a lot of videos of people exploring abandoned buildings and things. And I like to see the greenery and like places that would have been a doctor's office or something, like it just against the white brightness, it's just green. It's very nice to see, but obviously Lucy. But obviously it's an abandoned building that they're not doing anything with, so it's like,
It's a bit haunting, but it's also
Yeah.
impressive.
yeah. Yes, I've been watching a lot of stuff like that. And I feel like there's other stuff. Oh, I've been watching this one channel. I don't know if you know of like people who do this, but I've been watching this one channel that uses their fishing sonar things, and they scan the water to find like missing people that have disappeared, and they assume that like after a while, if you can't find the person or their car on land somewhere, it's probably underwater. And they've recovered like, I don't know, 22, 23 different missing people's cases.
Wow.
From just checking the water with their sonars and like knowing the kind of car. And then they go down and they find the license plate if the car still has it, and they confirm if it's the person or not. But sometimes they just do lake cleanups where they scan for any cars they can find, and then they pull them out of the water. And that's been one of those things lately that I'm like, this is doing good for people. This is helping people find their loved ones that they can't find, and then it's cleaning up the planet in a way.
That's true. I think I've seen that group before as well, because then once they get a confirmation, they call the family.
Yeah. So that's like stuff I had no idea existed, and I told my grandma about it recently, and she was like, "Oh, that's actually really nice. That's smart. But like anybody can do that if you have a fishing sonar."
Right, yeah, because I don't believe that they're affiliated with the local police or anything. They have the equipment and they have the will to help people, and they're just doing it.
Yeah. I don't really know how to use this thing yet. It's it's like, it could be for your head, it could be for your shoulders, it could be for both.
Knees and toes?
Yes. The whole song and dance. But my friend bought this for me, and she's like, "I thought you could use it on me for videos." I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I'll do that." And I have. I don't know. It's like awkward for me to hold, but I know it looks nice and relaxing.
It is nice. It feels good.
Okay, good. That is not my dog. Okay.
That was a werewolf.
That was a werewolf.
The piece of neighborhood drama we did not mention. By the way, we have werewolves.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. That was one of the things that I was supposed to keep under wraps.
Oh, so sorry.
They live next door now. You remember how I said those people moved away? These people moved in. Sometimes I'm very nervous to like be heavy-handed with things.
Oh, no. That's fine.
Because then it's like, I know I'm moving your head around, and it's like, I'm not trying to be aggressive with
No,
it.
no. I've been thinking about getting some kind of very... Thank you.
Okay, yes. I wonder, do I have my gouache halves. They're not wooden, but I'll use one. I'll use one of them, and then it'll be like, I don't know. Okay, they're howling next door now.
They definitely are.
What were you going to say, though?
Oh, I've been thinking about getting like some kind of very bougie, like full body Korean exfoliating body scrub.
Oh.
And they apparently just rub you down, like every inch.
Oh my goodness.
And so they just kind of turn you over like a big fish on a table.
Oh.
But in a great, relaxing way is what I've been seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, handle me like a big tuna.
Oh yeah.
Exfoliate me.
Yeah. I've gone for like 2 massages now, but nothing like the crazy things you see online where it's like that or like a scalp spa. I want to do that.
I would love to do that.
But then it's like, do I really want to know what my scalp looks like up close? I don't know. I don't know about that. Keep the pictures to yourself, but just clean my head. Although it does seem fascinating when people show their scalp. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that's what that looked like. What else do I have? Oh, I've got that. People used to ask me if I had kids because they could hear the neighbors' kids like
Oh, wow.
yelling and screaming. And I'm like, no, I don't even feel like I'm old enough to have a child. What the heck? But I am.
No, I was just going to say that's the scary thing. We are.
It's terrifying. I see like people I went to school with having kids, and I'm like, yeah, that looks nice. That looks like a good experience and everything. But I don't know. I feel like I get scared. I don't know. Scared or very overwhelmed very quickly, and I don't want to be horrible. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, because if you're going to do that and be that in life, you want to do a really good job.
Yeah. And with the stress of everything, it's like, I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Definitely not now. No.
When my career makes me as nervous and stressed as I am, I imagine throwing a couple kids into the mix as well, and it seems like it could be overwhelming.
I don't know how people do it, but they do.
They do.
They do, and I do not.
I'm sure it's very fulfilling. Right now, I feel like I'm still too selfish of a point in life where if I want to play video games until midnight one night, I can just do that. If I want to go see a movie randomly in the day, I can just do that.
Yeah.
That would change if I became a parent.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear the husky noises. I don't know if they're going to come through the mics or not.
But if you can't hear them, just know they're going crazy.
Yeah, they're talking. Like I think it's just one of them right now, but they want freedom at the moment. Of some sort. But they're talking to nobody. They think somebody's hearing this, but nobody's home right now, I don't think. And that's what's sad. And that's why that breaks my heart.
Let's let them in.
Let's let them. Just another 2 dogs. That's fine. It's fine. It won't hurt anybody. So like this is a wet brush, and it's just a handheld brush, and I think they said it was a men's brush, but this is just a brush. Like what? Just because it's made of wood, you're gonna tell me that
It's not pink.
It's not pink. It's not the really bright teal of any kind. It's not purple. It's brown. it's burnt wood brown color, and then black bristles. So it must be for men. The dogs agree.
They do.
Trying to think if there's literally any other sort of drama that is shareable here. And I've been telling my friends this lately when I talk about like what to talk about for these videos. And the things when people give me ideas or prompts of stuff to talk about, it's either something I can't remember because it probably got blocked out, or it's the stuff I do remember is not always the most relaxing of things. So like the stuff that's happened in high school with people at the school, there was like it's things that I don't think people want to hear before they go to sleep. So do you have any stories from like high school that aren't and they don't necessarily have to be about you, but like that are shareable or so? Because the ones I'm thinking about, and I'll probably cut this out. So it's like that kind of stuff.
I don't, well, because like my mind immediately went to like, oh, well, this one time 9 people of our freshman high school class were all on and had to go to the hospital because
Oh my god.
well they didn't know what they were taking, and they
Oh.
thought they were seeing like snakes all over the floor, and
Oh
they
my
were
God.
jumping on desks and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, that's yeah.
Good night.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so they took something and they just didn't know what it was?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. It was,
Oh my gosh.
and one of the students that had to go to the hospital broke down and kind of ratted everybody out.
Mm.
But so the city where I grew up, it's kind of a little bit more bougie than some other areas. Like I guess around, like we're known as the stuck-up school in area.
Mm-hmm.
So any problems were like high-class problems.
Oh.
Right. Like if you're gonna get in trouble for doing things that you shouldn't be doing, it's the good stuff. So it was a very big deal when a bunch of people got caught doing things they shouldn't have been doing,
Yeah.
and had to go to the hospital for treatment.
Mm. Yeah. I do remember, I don't know how I got here after hearing your story, but we once had somebody release their sugar glider into the school.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't remember if we were locked down for it because police were chasing it through the halls or something.
Oh my gosh.
But I just know that, yeah, we must have, because that's how I heard about it. I was like, why are we on a lockdown right now? And somebody was like, oh, well, this person released their sugar glider into the halls, and it's just flying around and they can't get it back.
Oh, the poor sugar glider too.
It was
though.
probably so scared. And that place was big, so
Right.
it's like, I don't know.
Well, and sugar gliders are so small, so
Yeah.
imagine it's like sitting, hyperventilating on top of a locker.
Yeah.
Did they find it?
I don't know. I would assume so because we were all let out again.
Mm.
I don't think they would have let us go out if they didn't know where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because then anybody, and the people who did the weird stuff that I cut out probably would have done something bad to it. So, because there's those kinds of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do remember like other times where we had to have substance dogs walking around the school.
Mm-hmm.
And we were locked in rooms again. And it's like, who did it this time?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who did they find now? It's crazy to me, too, to hear stories from other people because they're like, you guys have police at your schools?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is interesting to get
It's
like
mostly
a
the
different
people
perspective.
from like other countries, though, where they don't normally have nerf items.
Right.
So, and I'm not trying to, degrade that word, but we all know that YouTube doesn't like certain words, so that's why I'm calling it that. That was the closest thing I could think of.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I mean, of course, all the how many lockdowns did you have to have because somebody threatened the school?
Oh.
'Cause,
A few.
yeah, I knew one of the people who threatened to harm people one of the times.
Oh gosh. That's a difficult position.
Yeah. I have no clue where that person is now. I have no idea. We got a little dark. Kind of dark, sorry about that.
The sugar glider made me think of all the exotic pets that I would like to have one day, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I do currently have my hedgehog,
Yes.
and I love him very much. He's a good boy.
Yes. He is a good boy.
If it were up to me and I had unlimited space and unlimited money, oh my gosh, I would love a sugar glider.
Yeah.
But it'd also be very cool to have a turtle. However,
Turtles.
yes, but to properly care for a turtle, you need a lot of space, and it's also a very long-term commitment.
It is, yeah. We used to babysit our the same neighbors that my mom was talking about that had Vinny's brother. We used to babysit their turtle.
Mm.
His name was Buddy, and he would come over, and I would just feed him his lettuce and sit there and watch him for a very long time. And then Jordan would try to pick him up, and every time she picked him up, he peed on her. So I just thought that was hilarious. But I think it was in 5th grade. We were supposed to write some sort of, I don't know if it was just a studying of animals or what. It was. I think it was in my English class. It was kind of confusing because the way my classes were set up in 5th grade, we were in a trailer, and half of the building was my teacher was the math and the science teacher, and then when we would switch classes, we would go into the room through the door that was attached, and we would just walk through, and that was English and social studies. So I think it was in English class. I really only remember being in there for social studies, so I think I blocked out all the English stuff, but I just remember the one time they were like, you're going to write about an animal, pick an animal, and I was like, I'm going to write about sugar gliders. And she was like, she's like, I don't even know what that is. You can't write about that because I don't think there's enough information on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, well, then you don't know enough because I know about sugar gliders. And so she was like, pick a different animal. So I went with a giraffe, of course, because I like giraffes and elephants the most next to sugar gliders. And I was just so offended. Like, how dare you? How do you not know about flying squirrels?
Right.
Like, what the heck? But yeah, well, that was a thing.
I remember when I was in 8th grade, I was meant to write an essay, essentially centered around a skill of mine or a talent. And I remember I went up to my teacher, who I'm friends with to this day. He's a very nice man. But I told him, hey, what if I don't have one of those? And he was like, I'm sure you have something. And I was like, I really can't think of anything. So I said, but you know what? I've got a topic in my head. There's something I've been very interested in lately. Can I just write about this? He said, okay, what is it? And I said, homing pigeons.
Oh.
It's like, you know how smart these guys are? They use the magnetic fields of the earth to know where they're flying.
I didn't know that.
And we've domesticated them, and we gave them careers. They carried our mail.
That is true, yeah.
And he was like, sure.
You've sold me. You can do it.
I think it was more of a go back to your desk. But it was a great paper. I got an A.
Ooh.
And now I know a lot about homing pigeons.
Oh.
That'd be another cool pet to have.
That would.
I remember when I was in kindergarten, the turtle that we had as like a class pet, his name was Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my gosh.
And I hope he's doing well.
I hope so too. Because they can live for a very long time. Oh, you reminded me of a story, and now I can't. Oh, okay. I can't remember what paper I had to write in freshman year of high school, but whatever I wrote, it was so good that my teacher called me up to the desk, and she was like, "Do you write? Do you write stories?"
Such a good feeling.
And I was like, "How dare you? You ask me about my stuff?" And I was just like, "Yeah," because I was writing fan fiction.
You were really into that.
Oh yeah, I still am.
Ah, nice.
I just don't share it. Although I never really shared it before either, because once you share it and people start commenting on it, you don't like it anymore. So I was like,
I wrote a little bit, but exclusively about Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version.
I do remember that.
Loved that. I'm very surprised I haven't gotten an Alice in Wonderland tattoo yet.
Oh yeah. Do you have plans to do that?
Potentially.
Ah.
I go back and forth.
Ooh.
I have been itching for another tattoo soon. So
Ooh.
maybe. I would love to get a matching sibling-esque tattoo with my brothers and I, revolving Lord of the Rings.
Ooh.
But one brother is holding up everything.
Ooh.
But the way I see it, I've got years to wear him down. I've got a mission.
Years. I've seen some cool sibling tattoos, but a Lord of the Rings one sounds cool.
I was toying with the idea that I would have the bow of Legolas. Plus, I'm a Sagittarius, so
Yeah.
it works. The older brother would have Aragorn's sword, which is really cool.
Ooh.
But then the thing is, somebody has to get Gimli's axe. And no offense to Gimli, but I don't think anyone wants his axe. So that was an issue. But I'm
Oh, that's the
open
problem.
to other ideas.
There's a lot of sounds happening.
I know.
I'm so sorry to those dogs. I cannot save them. Okay. Yeah, tattoos. I've never had a desire to get one. I tried to convince myself that I wanted them if it was like from my grandparents, like if it was something they drew. And I can't do that now because I don't. My grandpa didn't draw stuff, so I don't have that unless I, got him his handwriting of something. But I wanted to have him draw me a fish because he would take us fishing and stuff. And then my grandma and I have this saying that we do that involves like the earth. So I wanted her to draw me a little earth. And then I was going to have Nani draw me a butterfly, I think, because she, for some reason, she associates me with butterflies. So I was going to ask her to do that, but I feel like she wouldn't do it, because when I asked my grandparents to do it on the other side, they were like, "You want us to do what?" But that was before Jordan even had a tattoo. And now that Jordan's got him, and she's like, "Oh, well, this one was for you, Grandma." And she goes, "Oh, well, you didn't," she said to Jordan one time, "You didn't have to do that." So,
It's like bringing someone a gift. Oh, you didn't have to.
yeah. She's like, "Really? You, it's okay, Jordan." You didn't have to. So, yeah, it was kind of that kind of reaction, which, I'm okay with, because I would have put them on my finger or something. It would have been really tiny. It wouldn't have been a very noticeable thing at all. Just more for me.
Yeah.
But I've got other things, so I'm good.
Have you seen the family garden tattoo idea?
Oh, no.
So it's similar to what you were describing. Essentially, you ask like members of your family to draw you a flower. Like I would ask Nana to draw me a flower, my mom to draw me a flower, and then you take everyone's flowers and you kind of do a garden tattoo on your body of everyone's flowers that they drew for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or I suppose you could do like a bouquet rather than a garden.
Ooh. Yeah. I did see, like, in the vein of doing something with all the family, I saw a tablecloth that somebody put out, I think, on Thanksgiving every year, and they would have everyone write their name on it. And I think it was a grandma that was doing it, but she would then stitch over the writing the person's name, so that way it was always in the tablecloth. And it would get added to every year, because that's more of the stuff that I would like if I did something.
And you're very
along
crafty.
those lines.
I think that would be really nice.
Yeah, and it's like a nice visual reminder of how many people are actually around you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And everyone has a seat.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought that was cute, and I'm like, I might do that. I might start doing that when I have people over or something. When I have my own place, or maybe my mom will let me do something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I thought it was nice. Stuff like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop now. for this video. Was that like a, like what was it?
Like, oh,
Okay, that's what I thought. I will stop this video, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
hi.